Our Ontario PC candidates who has a large percentage of the Chinese voters at the riding and come out to speak with you. And of course, what we want to do is, number one, of course, I want to thank all the media who managed to come to join us.
I think in politics, change is the key word. All right. So I want to say now, change definitely a sure side. Is change for better or change for worse?
Well, I think if we voted for the NDP, we would change for worse. If we voted for the PC, we would change for the better. I think that everybody knows that.
The recent poll shows that your party and NDP virtually in ties, 37 and 36% respectively. What's your reaction?
Well, first and foremost, for everybody knows, not the conservative beliefs, everybody knows that the poll is just a sample. Really in the heart, what do they really want? Do we want more tax? Do we want more money in our pocket? Do we want to make sure our public services is going to be looked after? Do we want to have a more efficient and effective government?
Let me just underscore, at no point did any of us get into this thinking that this would be an easy campaign. When you're in a change campaign, that's when voters really start to look at what they have available to them. And we know that we are going to be fighting very hard right to the very last day to bring out all of those, identify those people who want change, who want fiscal responsibility, who want lower taxes. And we're going to bring them out to the poll, and we're going to work hard to win. We're not going to take anything for granted. But as you said, change for the better, for the worse. But if you really want change in the province of Ontario, voting for the NDP is not change. Voting for the NDP is exactly what you have with Kathleen Wynne. It's more taxes, it's more debt, it's more deficit. It's a continuation of all of the things that you have felt or your community has said to us you haven't been listened to over the last 15 years. And I think not only in your community but across the province of Ontario, when they look for change that is better, that is puts more money back in their pocket, that unleashes the full potential of not only our community but the entire province, they're going to look to Doug Ford, because in Doug Ford they see a person who has actually balanced the budget, who has cut taxes, who improved services when he was at the City of Toronto, and they know that he's a person that they can trust, who promises something and will actually deliver. And there's a good group of candidates up here who are going to make sure that after June the 7th, the change that you want is a change that all Ontarians are going to get, and I know that we're all looking forward to that.
I might add that when I'm canvassing at the doors, the response at the doors is completely different picture. I mean, overwhelming majority of at least the Scarborough Agincourt residents, they are looking for change. They want the Liberals out, they want Kathleen Wynne out, and they want the Conservatives. I have been involved in politics for 40 years on 3 levels, as a volunteer, as an organizer, and I have never seen such a strong resentment at the door towards any political leader, regardless of their political affiliation, as I am seeing right now at the doors against Kathleen Wynne and the Liberals. So I'm quite optimistic that at the end, the people will do the right thing and will bring a majority Conservative party, PC party.
That was an excellent question. When I was knocking on the door, approximately 9 out of 10 people, they agreed that we need to change. We have to have a change. Change is the key word in this election. And when I talk to people who are undecided, I tell them the record that the Liberal Party in government last 15 years, what has brought and what kind of record they have. And they say, sure, I'm going to vote for you, Raymond Cho. For example, last 15 years, hydro bill went up 300%. And then I tell them that here in Scarborough we pay highest auto insurance, and then they understand now. And the total mismanagement. See, the key word, another key word is nobody, except a very hard, strong Liberal member, nobody could trust this Liberal government. They just keep telling, pardon me, but they're telling lies. Last year, when they moved the budget, they say it's going to be balanced budget all these years in the to come. The next year, which is this year, they say no, we're going to have a deficit budget, 7.8 billion. But later on, the Auditor General, and they found out it's not 7.8 billion, it's 11.8 billion, almost double. And then nobody could trust that kind of thing, right? And then why we have to pay 300% higher the hydro bill? Because they contract the electricity, we don't need it, and then they buy the higher cost electricity, and then they either give up free or almost free or very low price to Quebec and the many states our electricity. And then the victims are the Ontarians. We pay higher. People gradually they understand this, and then they can wasted taxpayers' money $1.1 billion when they canceled the gas plants, and they wasted $8 billion for this e-health, and we don't know how much money they spent for the ambulance, the helicopter ambulance, Orange, and right. So the key word is that nobody could trust the Liberal government except the hardcore Liberal, which is number is going down, down, down. Very few. When you drive around in Scarborough, you could see all blue sign except the very few red Liberal sign. So I think and I wish especially Scarborough is going to be blue Scarborough. But it's your job to tell the true facts to all the Scarborough, all the Ontarians, not just Scarborough Ontarians. And as one of the candidates mentioned, I'm so happy. In this election, we have excellent candidates. It doesn't matter where I go. It's very, very good candidates. And the Liberal media, they talk about all these little things, media nomination, all that. Nomination is a little problem with every party, but they don't mention that. They only focus on the PC. They're getting desperate, but people, Ontarians, they're very intelligent, and they understand all these things. And the final poll will be June the 7th, and the people will vote the right party, right leader, and that will be PC party, PC government. Thank you.
And so long been talking about the Liberal, what the good thing they've been doing to Scarborough aging court. So just my question is, will the Conservative candidate will show up on more local debate, get your message out?
I'd be happy to answer that question because, I mean, in Willowdale, I think I've been invited to 8 debates we're up to at this point. And with 16 days to go, it's just impossible to dedicate the time to go to every single one, unfortunately, as much as we'd love to. And really, the priority for our team, we've been at this for almost 2 years, is speaking to everyone at their door, having the time to get to every single person's house in the neighborhood, because these are the voices that matter. It's very important, of course, to engage in civil debates and talk with your opponents, but as somebody so eloquently said, the only poll that matters is on June 7th. I'll have plenty of time to talk to my opponents on June 8th. I won't have that time to talk to the neighborhood. And the neighborhood opinions are really what's most important. Remember, I think the job of politicians and politics as a whole is to be a voice for the people that you represent. And that voice is missing. And after 15 years, I think that frustration and that want for change is palpable. It's visible at every single door we're going to. So I'm going to do 3 debates. I wish I could do all 8. Unfortunately, there's just no time. But the people come first.
You know, the media picture that the all candidate debate is so important, I don't deny that. It's important. The problem is, I've been attending all candidate debates more than 20 times. I've been elected 9 times. It's my 10th election. I try to go every candidate debate. The problem is, usually general public, they don't come. Each candidate bring their own group. So I was the last Scarborough North candidate debate at the Tropicana, and I only brought one person, Prache Nijan. He's my chief of staff. He and we went there. And then Liberal, they brought their people, and the NDP brought more people over there. When they speak, they all clap. When I speak, nobody claps. That's a good indication, right? And everybody, Liberal, NDP, even cameraman and the moderator, they try to attack me, to pin me down. I defended all. And then it's like a steam out, right? So it's a more political game rather than genuine debate so that general public know. So why we have to go to every candidate meeting when there's all political games, right? Yeah. So but the media, they don't talk about that side. Only, general public have right to know, media there, and the candidate should come. But it's only one side.
Hello.